6:50. I think I got about 4 hours of sleep, maybe 4.5. I was pretty tired. And yeah, I actually woke up at about, well, I woke up a couple times, but got up at 6:30. The high V is open at 5, so used the restroom, just got a breakfast, something for breakfast yogurt shake or something, and some water, so we're ready to head off. Not as comfortable as I was anticipating, since I was going to stay in a hotel. But, you know, this works. And at least my car is nice and clean, cleaner than that hotel from last night. So, we can get to the Chicago area, but not the charger that I want to get to. So we're just gonna go to Peru, Illinois, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes, so 143 miles. So not a bad way to start the day. Made it to Peru, Illinois, where I'm charging up. Got here with 35%, so when I plugged in, battery was pretty much prime, so it went up to 145 kilowatts. It slowed down since, but we're getting good charge speed. I plugged in at the B charger over here because there's a little shade, but nobody else is here, so it doesn't really matter. Out in the cornfields here. So I'm trying to figure out my route home. I never like the part where I have to drive by Chicago. Just south of it, there's some construction there. You never know if there's accidents. There's a lot of cops. The speed limits are wonky. So anyway, it's 117 miles to the Supercharger beyond Chicago, Michigan City, Indiana, which is an odd name. And although there's only 7 chargers there, it's 250 kilowatts. Although it says 2 are out of order, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I should be there like mid-morning today, which is Sunday, so I don't think they're going to be overpopulated. I would be more worried later this afternoon when people are traveling back to Michigan from the weekend. So anyway, something has been rattling in the back seat, so I want to figure out what that is. Some cargo or something. It's not the car. And then I'm probably gonna get a coffee, and I also can't find my sunglasses, so I might get a cheap pair of sunglasses because the glare on the road is kind of hefty. Got some new shades. They're okay. They were definitely not gas station cheap. These are like 20 bucks, but I got them because they're polarized. The windshield in the Model X is like always has a reflection up to about here of this because of how angled this glass is. So if you use polarized lenses, it'll get rid of that reflection. Really helps reduce eye fatigue when driving. So I've got plenty to get to Michigan City. I've got coffee, so I think we are good to go. Alright, get some air. It feels really good outside. It's 80 degrees, there's a little bit of a dry breeze. So, yeah, but it's warm in here. Alright. Finally got here to the Michigan City Supercharger. I got here with about 26%. This is a 250 kilowatt site, so yeah, I plugged it in. I'm already getting over 150. So 160, that's pretty good. I turned my AC off in the cabin so that it can use it all for charging purposes. I did want to show you a couple things out here. Look at that. That's some performance power right there. Somebody got a little too vigorous. Alright, I did want to show you something. Okay, so these ones are a little different in that there's two circuits. There's only charger 1 and charger 2. So I'm on the 1 circuit, so it goes 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. And then we've got number 2 circuit, 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D. So both the A's are taking 1A and 1B. Oh wow, this is a Chrome Delete X. What the heck? No, it's a Chrome Delete X. Oh, I guess he Chrome deleted it. Okay, so it's not native that way. Wow, looks amazing in there. Anyway, so either way, I'm going to be on second tier charging because there's no A's left. So if you come to this situation, this X, let's see, the next thing you can do is evaluate the vehicles themselves, because the second tier, the 2Bs and such, will still give fast, oh there's no label, will still give fast charging if the cars on the 1A are at the upper limits of their battery, and so they can't use as much charging anyway. So maybe they're at, you know, 70 kilowatts or something. Well, then the B charger will get full speed. So what I noticed is that I've got an X here, probably bigger battery. I have no idea how long it's been charging. And then over there, that was a 70D vehicle. And I know from having a 70D that they charge slower, faster. So they get to a point in their battery where they charge slower, quicker than other vehicles. So I knew that if I was on the 1 circuit, even if I was at a 1B, it's more likely that the 70D was already charging slowly, and so I'd be more likely to have full speed. Another thing I want to show you is this glare right here. See that? I could not figure out what that was for so long. And it's just a reflection of the sun. It has to do with, like, there's a clear coat on top of the paint, and somehow the angle and the refraction of the sunlight as it goes through there creates this weird line, and it's completely normal. So forget about it. Big Meyer story here. I'm gonna need to go to the bathroom here. So actually, let's see how much I have to charge up, because this is the last Supercharger stop. Oh, there's a Lowe's too. Oh, and I need to look for something in the pet section if I remember. Ooh, nice, we're still getting 147 kilowatts at 38%, that's good. Okay. Calculate to home. Wow, I do not need much to get home. Let me switch that to Supercharger view so that my address is not in there. And we'll go to this Supercharger near Grand Rapids. Yeah, so I actually don't need much, so I actually gotta hurry and go use the restroom. Alright, I think we've got enough. It's showing I can get to Walker Charger with 15%. That should be plenty, since that's not exactly where we're going. And then, so we're still doing 54 kilowatts at 73%, so that's pretty good. Added 44 kilowatt hours. Alright, so I think we've got plenty. Which is great because that means I can skip the, what is that one? The one in Benton Harbor, St. Joseph. That means I can skip the St. Joseph charger, which is always has some that aren't working, and they're older ones. I don't even know if they're 150 kilowatt. They might be 120. Ugh. Anyway, whew, let's get some air going. So I've noticed that so when the AC was having trouble keeping up with the battery charging, my ambient temperature sensor would go up, probably because the heat that it was unloading was affecting that thermometer, but I've noticed it hasn't done that recently. So anyway, time to head on. So much construction this year. I'm glad I'm not going the other way though. It was way backed up over there. Great weeping and gnashing of teeth on that side. Yeah. There's the construction. Total blockage. Yeah, anyway. I've got about 40 to 50 minutes left. Probably more like 40. Nice. Lots of water in Michigan. These rumble strips are crazy. Rumble in the jungle. Keep the rumble in the jungle. I wish they would fill these when they do this kind of stuff. I mean, it's not like they're going to be putting this lane back anytime soon. You got to finish all that. So just fill in the rumble strips for now, so we don't have to like, especially if it's like slightly off center, so your wheel is actually right lined up with it. Yeah. Anyway, otherwise it's pretty smooth. This is a pretty good direction, and I'm pretty early in terms of like a 3-day trip. It's only 2:15, and of course, coming from California over the last 2.5 days, I've lost 3 hours just due to time change. So in California, it's actually only 11:15 in the morning, so I'm doing really good on time in terms of that. So yeah, definitely can travel really fast in the summer with a fast charging vehicle and long range, and of course the Supercharger network being functional. It's definitely going to need to be expanded. It's okay right now, but you know, Tesla's doing over 500,000 vehicles. Well, not in the US, I guess. They're doing hundreds of thousands of vehicles in the US every year, so they're just going to need more and more, which I'm sure they will support, because if people don't like driving Teslas anymore, the word will get around and people won't buy them as much. So I'm sure it's going to happen. I just hope they pay attention to it before it makes travel too difficult. Because at this point, in some places, especially near major cities or coastal areas like California, Eastern Seaboard, well, I'm not so sure about Eastern Seaboard, but definitely California, it's like, you know, it's so bad during holiday travel times that it's really, you really need to have like a, it'd almost be worth it to have a gas car to use for holiday travel, so you don't have to wait at Superchargers. Sounds crazy, but the thing is, there's so many points where Superchargers can get overloaded. For example, if there's a lot of cars there, then the charge rate is lower, and that means that the cars can't leave as fast, which means things back up even longer. in addition to the increased number of people that are there anyway. So, I mean, there are stories of people waiting an hour or two at some of the California Superchargers spots during like holiday travel. So, you know, I mean, the roads and gas stations get busy too, but you know, you have so many other options with gas fill-ups, but you kind of are stuck to the current supercharger sites right now. And maybe that'll change with Electrify America with CCS, although I don't know how you get a CCS adapter for Tesla in the US. They're not available on their website right now, so they're not really promoting cross compatibility. But if you do happen to have a CCS adapter, right now the Electrify America chargers are definitely not crowded. Whether they work all the time, I don't know. Heard some varying reports from people using Mach-E's and ID4s, at least according to YouTube videos. I don't know anybody personally. Anyway, that was a long rant on superchargers. Anyway, I wonder how far this is gonna, this is some traffic, how far is this gonna set me back? Whoopsies.
Drive north on Interstate 196 East, US 31 north for 3.5 miles.
Maybe 10 minutes, so now it's about 2:55, still before 3. So anyway, I'm just gonna sludge along. Alright, well, I made it. Pretty good time and pretty good energy to spare. I think I made it back with what was it? I don't know, 25 or 35% left, which was pretty good. And so yeah, I'm a fan of the Michigan City Superchargers in Indiana. Those are nice and fast. Hopefully they get that bent one fixed pretty quickly. And really the only hang up was construction. I thought I was going to run into some summer storms, some thunderstorms or something, but there was 0 rain across the entire Midwest when I was driving, which is weird. And I don't know, maybe it's drought stuff, or maybe it's just a little too early for summer storms. Seems like you would have them by June though. So yeah, I unloaded the S. There's a couple of things that I want to have checked out. I'll probably have the AC checked out. The driver window does this like click thing when I roll it up. It's also really slow. And then the vent in the B pillar, which faces the second row people, there's almost no air coming out of that thing, and I would think that would be air coming out with the face, the face thing. So most of the time there's a rear control, and I had the rear control off, but I think that only controls the third row, not the second row vents, because there's 2 sets of vents for the second row. There's the 2 in the pillars, and then there's the 2 that come out of the console where the cup holders are down below, and then somewhere there's like air that comes back from underneath the front row seats, the front seats. So I don't know if there's a vent under there. There must be. Oh, actually there is. I think it is also in the console, but it kind of like faces, kind of goes out like this a little bit, and so it blows at the feet of the second row passengers. Anyway, there's that. I feel like there was something else. Had a little bit of trouble with the Falcon Wing door where it would open fine, but it wouldn't quite go all the way, even though there was nothing in the way. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but the Falcon Wing doors have been doing much better since they replaced the cladding, whatever that is, that supports the sensors or covers the sensors or something. there's stuff in the Falcon Wing. The Falcon Wing doors get really hot in the sun, and some of those components are glued in place, and if the glue gets really hot, they can shift a little bit, and then you get errors and stuff. So a while back they replaced all the sensors, the ultrasonic sensors. I don't know, that may have helped at the time, but we've had far fewer faults or glitches with the Falcon Wing door since the cladding has been replaced. So it's been glitchy since we got it. So I don't know if the cladding has been replaced before, actually, because I've had a lot of service for the Falcon Wing door. The other thing that can affect them is if you have dent repair or something and they have to kind of build up, and they have to use filler. You can't really use filler in front of the side ultrasonic, otherwise it will mess up the signal. I know that because we had a scratch repaired and it was out of that area, so it wasn't an issue, but so that was interesting. So was it worth it driving 2,100 miles each way? Yeah, I think so. It was good in the sense that it went smoothly, it was good weather, charging was fast, it wasn't too crowded, it wasn't like holiday levels at the Superchargers. So if any of those things weren't the case, it would have been challenging, and it was really nice to have the vehicle while we were down there. So yeah, I liked driving. It'll be fun to do it with FSD if that ever comes out. Yeah, I don't think I want to do any more drive outs in the winter. It just, at least not in the dead of winter. That's just a recipe for disaster. And everything just takes longer. So that's probably not a good idea. Oh, I do wish I had a small, like, backpacking mattress that I could have put down on the side. I had one seat down, one second row seat down, and I could actually fit because I cleared out the trunk on that side as well. So I had enough length, and it was okay width-wise. It was a little snug, but it could have worked. But I just couldn't do it straight on the backs. It was too hard. It's not entirely flat. There's like gaps where the hinges are. So if I had a mattress to smooth all that out, probably a 2 or 3 inch. Something that would compress up really small to pack away, that would have really helped. But otherwise I was tired enough that, the front seats go pretty far back, so I was so tired that all I had to do was put those back. So yeah, that worked out. So anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully I can get more videos out this year. Alright, see you guys later.